Okay, here we go again. Hello and welcome to another ASMR reading episode. Um, I kind of teased that during my stream on the alternative. That is Emission on Twitch. But anyway, let's continue with the ASMR reading thing. Because um it's a bit late. Probably gonna have to stick to two chapters yet again. So my sincerest apologies for that. So let's go ahead and read along with the story titled "After the Villainess Failed to Overthrow the Gods" by Butterfly_Effect on Wattpad. So if you want to go check it out, it's in the pin chat. So let's go ahead and okay. Hopefully my cough is not. Hopefully my cough is cooperating with us today and not coughing. So let's continue with chapter 21 out of 28. So, um, let's go. Chapter 21 out of 28. So we're just 8 chapters left. That is good. Okay, there we go. Let's do audio properties for a second there, or filters. Okay, so let's just do noise suppression and some of these things just in case. Okay, I don't know if the VSD thing is working, but full count for DS. Okay, sure. Okay. Wait, do we have VSD2 for OBS? Um. Um. Let's open plugin interface. Common files VSD2. Um. Let's see. Open plugin interface. Let's just pick an issue. Okay, there's no open plugin interface there. Let me check out the settings, just in case I forgot some other things there. It'll just be nice before we can begin. Plugins. There's no plugins. Audio. I don't have anything here. Still hotkeys, but main window is not in focus. Okay, that's just great. Okay, I'll try to install some VSCs. Maybe that will help. Twitch, it's okay. So that's just my Twitch. Oh god damn it. Okay. Hold on for a second there. Okay, echo doesn't seem to trigger, so okay, let's see. Alter filter changes to advanced audio properties. I'll take a look at them later, but for now, let's begin. Let's continue where we left off here. Christ. Chapter 21. Author's note. Disturbed the century, the god of Lorelei, disturbed the century. Okay, so that's the author's note there. So why did he lie? That is the question. Let's read. Okay. Why did you come again? Before we passed through the garden and reached the entrance to the rose-colored mansion, a whiny voice complained. I rolled my eyes silently. The god of light hadn't changed at all. He's as whiny as ever. The god of order ignored the voice and pushed open the gigantic door of the mansion. Pushing my wheelchair, we entered the mansion. The interior was similar to its appearance. It's opulent and shiny. By comparison, the place of the god of order inside the Forbidden Woods was like the place of a beggar. I eyed the god of order in disdain. I can't believe you're poorer than the idiotic god of light. I snickered scornfully. The god of order responded with a good-natured smile. When I tried to see some more things, I realized Okay, I'll stand by for a second. I'll get to it real quick. think it needs to restart my OBS, but we'll do that in the last in the next ASMR reading session, which comes on Friday. But let's go back a few lines. Oh. Am I the god of order in this den? I can't believe you're poor than the idiotic god of light. I smoked scornfully. The god of order responded with a good-natured smile. When I tried to say more things, I realized he had muted my voice. Be nice. He patted my head once in warning. That's when the god of light finally graced us. He stomped down the spiral staircase with a frown on his face. When did you come again? He growled. I think you know the reason pretty well. I am a god. You cannot dedicate what I want to do. It's against order to bring a mortal back to life. Then why didn't you stop the other gods when they revived Rachel a few hundred years back? What's the difference between those gods and me? I just created a body for Rachel from clay. He defended himself, face red with anger. They didn't revive Rachel from the dead. Rachel was not dead then. She was just put into deep sleep by the gods, waiting to be revived at the perfect timing as a pawn for them, waiting to be unleashed to destroy you. The god of light stared at the god of order with anger in his eyes. He was fuming. The earth was different from yours. Rachel was already dead when he tried to revive her. So what? I'm a god. I can't do what I want. It's against order to bring a mortal back to life, he repeated in his monotonous voice. Why don't you understand? It's you who don't understand. I rolled my eyes as I secretly glanced into a paper bag holding the new toy I bought, or more accurately, the god of order. It's a set of... what's that called? Stuffed toys. I had no idea what they're being sold in the boutique, but I sneaked them into the heaps of dresses I bought. These stuffed toys were so soft and adorable. They're so different from those porcelain dolls 3,000 years back. I couldn't help but develop an immediate liking to it. I was not going to let the god of order know, and I was pretty sure he didn't know by sneaking the set of stuffed toys quite stealthily. To the god of light, he's such an idiot. Everyone knew not to argue with the god of order no matter what. He had limitless patience. He could keep repeating the same sentence for 10 years straight. That's why he's a nightmare. I placed the paper bag holding my toys away and took out a novel instead. Let's read while the god of order and the god of light engage in their never-ending argument. Someone got caught on the microphone, so fuck. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. I placed the paper bag holding my toys away and took out a novel instead. Let's read while the god of order and the god of light engage in their never-ending argument. I just turned over the corner of the book when their argument pulled me back to reality. You now have a lover, you must understand how I feel, the idiot cried. Don't you want to fulfill her every wish? No. The god of order? You? This piqued my interest. I looked up in curiosity to find the god of light pointing at me. The god of light continued. Imagine if she died. Will you try to revive her with all your power? You will! I didn't even notice we were already disconnected there, so let's backtrack a little bit.
He wanted to giggle. I scrutinized him. My hypnosis could not last long, could it? Was I as powerful in the past? The God of Light was a naive simpleton, that's a known secret. His heart was as clear as a crystal, as pure as light. That's why he was a perfect candidate for hypnosis. That's why my family chose him as our retaliation. At that time, we chose another naive beauty, Rachel. Our plan was for me to hypnotize the two of them so that the two of them believed we had fallen in love at first sight. The plan played out really smoothly. In fact, much more smoothly than we had predicted. The two naive simpletons
Let's backtrack yet again. Christ.
So the God of Light mistook me as the God of Order, a God of Order's lover. I smiled evilly. Wasn't that fun? Before the God of Order could say anything, I turned around and grasped the God of Order's hand and pretended to look lovingly at the God of Order. Blinking my eyes innocently, imitating what I had seen Rachel had done thousands of years ago. I smiled docilely and sweetly at the God of Order. The lines between the brows of the God of Order appeared again. He looked like he was getting annoyed. I opened my mouth, but sadly the mute spell was still in effect. But never mind, I had other ways. I placed the God of Order's palm on my cheek and leaned on it. Like a girl needing the warmth of her lover. I opened my mouth, but sadly the mute spell was still in effect. But never mind, I had other ways. I placed the God of Order's palm on my cheek and leaned on it. Like a girl needing the warmth of her lover. I wanted to puke, but the expression on the God of Order's face made everything worth it. Look, how your lover loves you. Imagine if she is to die, what will you do? Will you revive her? The God of Order frowned and reprimanded me subtly as he pulled his hand out of mine. He glared at me. I must have annoyed him. If I had known pretending to be a lovesick girl would have annoyed him, I would have done that in the past. I smiled sweetly at him, daring him to respond, and put tricks up my sleeve. I was taken aback when the God of Order suddenly responded with a mysterious smile. He patted me on the head, in warning as his voice echoed in my brain. Now you're bored. You're going to meet your old friend soon. The God of Order placed his hands on my shoulders as he responded to the God of Light's question with a calm voice. I'll revive her. I widened my eyes and the God of Order placed his hands on my shoulders as he responded to the God of Light's question with a calm voice. I'll revive her. I widened my eyes in shock. The God of Order never lied. Then why did he say that?
Chapter 22, let's go! Do we have an author's note? Is it worth it? Hello? Of course. Okay, so some support bill for web novel Second Female Lee's playbook. Okay, sure.
I was still shocked with his reply when someone barged in. Lucian! Lucian! I'm looking for you, a sweet voice called from the top of the stairs. She had a voice as melodic as a lark. She descended the stairs in a ruby red dress made of the softest silk. Her golden blonde curls bounced behind her. At last she stared at us with her large violet eyes and asked, "We have guests." "Oh, Rachel, my love." The eyes of the god of light lit up at the entrance of Rachel. He walked over and placed his hand around her waist. Rachel responded by looking lovingly at him. I covered my eyes with my hand. I want to puke. It's been more than 3,000 years since they still acted like this. "Oh, you're the gentleman who visited us quite a few years ago," Rachel gasped. "Please don't anger Lucian this time." Lucian refused to do that thing you suggested. You should not force people to do something they don't like. Oh, here it came. Rachel's genius logic. I glanced at the god of Order's face. Not an ounce of annoyance appeared on his face. He simply ignored Rachel. "Lucian, you must be tired standing here. Let's go to the study first," Rachel suggested as he tugged the god of light, Lucian, in a certain direction. "Of course, my love." Lucian smiled dotingly at her. Ever since Rachel came to the scene, the god of light had not once looked at us again. "You want tea?" Rachel asked me. "You looked really familiar. You went to somewhere?" So this Rachel had lost all memories of our past. I guess together with the memories of her stabbing her beloved Lucian too. If she had remembered, I was pretty sure she wouldn't just live happily ever after like this. Rachel would surely utter something like she didn't deserve the god of light and ran away. It's just her personality to do something like that. What would happen if I unleashed her hidden memories? It must be fun. When I was entertaining the idea when the god of water suddenly grabbed my hand. He looked at me with warnings in his eyes. As expected, the god of water could guess my devious thoughts. The smile on my face widened as I mouthed, "See if you can stop me." That's when I realized the mute spell has been lifted. He never punished me for long. His hold over my hand increased. As I said, "You cannot revive a mortal." A god of water repeated the same line for who knew how many times. "But you said you would do the same," the god of light cried as if betrayed. "You cannot revive a mortal." This time he put the emphasis on the word mortal. Oh, right, I was not a mortal. Just like a god, technically I could be revived. But the god of order wanted to revive me so that he could continue punishing me. It's been like, what, nearly 500 years since that incident, and you complain now? You cannot revive a mortal, the god of order repeated again. For the past 5 years, she's just a ghost inside a mannequin. But a ghost nonetheless. It's not my responsibility supervising the business of a ghost. It's the goddess of death's responsibility. But now things change. Don't you agree? The grey eyes of the god of order appears and the god of light in front of him. Amid the greys, flecks of silver shimmered. So that's why Lucian trailed off. So that's why the god of order didn't intervene earlier. Why now? I just want to fulfill the wish of Rachel. Rachel means everything to me. I don't want her to suffer. Lucian! Rachel cried, her huge violet eyes grew misty. We didn't do anything wrong. We just want to fulfill our wish. That's right, we just want to fulfill our wish. There's nothing wrong with that. Lucian cried as he circled his arm around Rachel and pulled her closer. I'll do anything to fulfill our wish. Just what is this powerful wish? I added to them with curiosity. I just wanted to have my own child. Is that wrong? Cried Rachel, tears were brimming at her eyes. Well, what a letdown. I should have just. I silently rolled my eyes. I cannot occupy other people's body in hope of reviving Rachel, God of Order said coldly. I give up on that, the God of Light said scornfully. None of them is as pretty as my Rachel. It's not Rachel without her violet eyes and golden blonde hair. It's not Rachel without her delicate features. So you're basically admitting that you like her face more than her soul. I was just pouring the girl's body when I was attempting to escape and never planning to use it forever. I could be falling my soul form, if not for the spells on me, just much less powerful. More or less like a ghost with some power. That's why the ghost feared us so much, or in a sense more similar to the gods than the mortals. But from the look of the God of Light and Rachel, they plan to occupy the body forever? Or creating a mortal body out of thin air? The pact of gods have already stated that no goddesses can attempt such thing, continued the God of Order in cold voice. But it's my dear wish. Rachel burst into tears. Lucien! She buried her face in Lucien's embrace. You upset Rachel. Lucien looked at the God of Order with reprehension. After a while, the sobbing gradually died down. Then Rachel grabbed my hands all of a sudden and cried, I envy you so much. You're alive. You have a bright future. You can do anything you want. Unlike me, she sobbed. I wish I were you. Alive? Bright future? Do anything I want? What a joke. She had a dirty husband. She lived in an extravagant house. She could no doubt go out whenever she wanted. She was like a normal living mortal. The only thing she had to sacrifice was that she could not have her own child. What about me? I was imprisoned. I was stripped of my voice, my power. I was the one without a future. I loved. You envy me, my dear Rachel? My fingers lifted her tarry face up. I brushed away her tears gently. Do you want my life? I stared into her eyes. She nodded as if in a trance. The God of Order covered my eyes with his hand immediately, but it's too late. I laughed maniacally as blood dripped down my mouth. What did you do? Cried Lucien as she shook. Rachel had been sitting there like a statue, her eyes blank. Lucien threw a spell at me, but the God of Order deflected with his own. Nothing? I giggled my blood-stained mouth, just showing her the long-forgotten past. My smile widened at his confused look. Do you want to know the past too? Your love is fake. I leaned forward and whispered like a secret. It's all because of my hypnosis. What are you talking about? Cried Lucien. I removed the blanket covering my tail and showed him my tail. His face turned ashen as he realized who I was. He looked at me as if I was a monster. Maybe I was. You're lying! You're a liar! He wanted to attack me, but was stopped by the wall the God of Order had around us. I laughed happily and maniacally. I turned to find the God of Order looking at me with a frown. Thank me, your problem is solved, I giggled. I told you not to use your power, he reprimanded. Do I ever listen to you? I poked at him with my finger as it smelled sweetly. That's the happiest I have been for 3,000 years. Was it, Lorelei? He sighed. It was the last thing I heard before I lost conscious.
Could it be worth it? I don't even quite remember. But yeah, 2022 is done. We only had 2 chapters because we're almost at 11:30 p.m. here. Again, thank you so much for having around here. We're already chapter 23. We're almost done. Okay, let's just go ahead and raid Mama Isa. It's been a while. It's already getting late, so thank you so much again for tuning into the ears reading session. Unfortunately, 2 chapters instead of 4 from the previous. But you know, it's worth it. It's a bit raining in here, so I guess I'm gonna go shut this office down quick. So, bye bye.